Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about Nigerian chronology. Have you known that Nigeria has been in existence for the first 15,000 years BCE? Let's go through. I'm going to tell you the years and the incident that happened exactly in that particular year. Number 1. In the year 9000 BCE, that's before Christianity era, the incident that happened that's the late Stone Age evidence of indigenous habitation in Iwo Eleru rock shelter in southwestern Nigeria. In 600 BCE, we have the evidence of iron technology used by Nok civilization near present-day Abuja. In 1000 to 1500 CE, the foundation of centralized states such as Kanem, Borno, Benin, Ife, Oyo, and the Hausa states was found. In the year 1100 to 1400 CE, Islam was introduced into Savannah and the Sahelian states of northern Nigeria. Similarly, in the year 1300 to 1600, that's about 3 centuries, Nigeria marks the golden age of the trans-Saharan trade. Gold, slaves, and other commodities are traded from the states of northern Nigeria across the Sahara Desert to the states of the North African littoral, Europe, and the Middle East. The trans-Saharan trade continued through the 19th century, but in a diminished capacity after the rise of direct trade with Europeans on the coast in the 15th century AD. In the year 1450 to 1850 AD, another 4 centuries, Nigeria had contacts with Europeans on the coast, result in monumental changes to the political, economic, and social institution of southern Nigerian states. The trade in slaves dominates relations between Nigerians and Europeans at this time, changing forever the histories of 4 continents as goods and people engaged in a growing transatlantic trade. In the year 1804, the beginning of Islamic revolution that results in the creation of the Sokoto Caliphate in northern Nigeria. The Sokoto Caliphate expands the frontiers of Islam and spread the religion beyond the ruling classes to common people to a greater extent than existed previously. Similarly, in the year 1807 AD, Nigeria marks the British abolition of the slave trade. Although the trade in slaves continues from southern Nigerian ports for another 40 years, trade in palm oil and other forms of legitimate commerce expand rapidly from this point. In the year 1833, then that's the final collapse of Oyo Empire, which marks the beginning of 60 years of instability and war among Yoruba states in the southwest. In the year 1841 AD, the Nigeria expedition marks the first attempt by Europeans and African Christians to spread Christianity into the interior of Nigeria. In 1846, Church Missionary Society CMS missionaries established a mission at Abeokuta. From this point, Christianity begins to spread rapidly in southern Nigeria for the first time. A new elite emerged in the south, educated in European mission schools and sharing many European cultural attributes. Christianity and Islam have since become the 2 dominant religions in Nigeria. This means Islam has been in existence before Christianity in Nigeria for almost about 60 years. In the year 1861 AD, Nigeria marks the British annexation of Lagos as a crown colony, while in 1885 AD, the establishment of the Oil Rivers Protectorate in southeastern Nigeria, renamed the Niger Coast Protectorate, is established in 1893. In 1886, the formation of the Royal Niger Company, RNC, which monopolized trade in the Niger Basin until the revocation of its charter in 1900. In the same year, a peace treaty is signed ending the prolonged war among the Yoruba-speaking peoples of the Southwest. The year 1887, King Jaja of Opobo exiled to the West Indies for abrogation of Treaty of Protection. In the year 1893, establishment of a British protectorate over Yoruba territories in the Southwest was witnessed, while in 1894, there was a revolt of brassmen against the Royal Niger Company. And in that particular year, the same year, Nana, the Itekiri governor of the river Benin, is deposed and deported for hindering British access to interior markets. From the year 1898 to the year 1909, Ekumeku underground resistance movement fights against the RNC and British colonial rule. And the year 1900, creation of the Protectorate of Northern Nigeria. Extension of the Northern Protectorate concludes in 1903, when British forces conquer the Sokoto Caliphate and kill the Sultan. In 1902 and to 1903, Semley, the Arrow Expedition, part of the British effort to pacify the hinterlands of eastern Nigeria. And in the year 1908, peoples in Nigeria marks the protest in Lagos against the water rate, fueled by the reporting of Nigerian journalists such as Herbert Macaulay, often dubbed the father of Nigerian nationalism. Macaulay and other journalists used newspapers to report on and critique the performance of the colonial government. While in the year 1912 AD,